The Silent Defiance. High Admiral Vextar of the Asterian Empire stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Eternal Dawn, his four eyes fixed on the blue-green planet rotating slowly on the main display. Earth looked remarkably ordinary, which made him suspicious. In his 3 centuries of leading expansion fleets, he'd learned that the ordinary often concealed the extraordinary. "Status report," he commanded, his crystalline voice resonating through the bridge. "Primitive defenses, Admiral," his tactical officer responded. "Basic orbital satellites, minimal weapons capability. Their most advanced vessels barely reach their own moon. They appear to be at least 3 centuries behind our technology." Vextar's secondary eyes narrowed while his primary pair remained fixed on Earth. The Asterian Empire had conquered 1,000 worlds across 3 galaxies, and their approach was always the same: overwhelm, demand tribute, and assimilate. Yet something about this planet made his ancestral crystals hum with unease. "Begin the standard approach," he ordered. "Show them our might." The Eternal Dawn's escort fleet of 50 warships decloaked in perfect formation above Earth's major population centers. It was a sight that had brought countless civilizations to their knees. The sudden appearance of vast ships that darkened their skies, each vessel larger than their largest cities. But Earth's response was puzzling. No panic, no desperate military launches, no frantic communications, just silence. "Sir," his communications officer called out, "we're receiving a transmission. Text only, in perfect Asterian." Vextar's crystalline form shifted in surprise. "Display it." The message was simple: "We've been expecting you. Welcome to Earth. Please allow us 48 hours to prepare an appropriate response to your arrival." "Scan for energy signatures," Vextar commanded immediately. Full spectrum analysis. The results were equally puzzling. Earth's power output was exactly what you'd expect from a pre-spacefaring civilization. Their cities ran on primitive electrical grids, their vehicles burned chemical fuels, and their communications relied on basic electromagnetic waves. Yet they had translated Asterian language perfectly, and their response showed neither fear nor surprise. "Sir," his science officer interrupted, "we're detecting some unusual patterns in their global communications network. It's subtle, but there seems to be a coherent signal embedded in their internet traffic." "Explain." "It's as if their entire planetary network is acting as one giant quantum computer, but that's impossible at their technology level." Vextar felt his crystals vibrate with increasing unease. He had conquered worlds that fought with antimatter weapons, worlds that had mastered dimensional folding, worlds that could terraform planets in days. But he had never encountered a world that responded to first contact with such calculated calm. As the 48 hours progressed, Earth continued its normal activities. People went to work, children attended schools, entertainment venues remained open. The only notable change was a slight increase in internet traffic. "Sir," his tactical officer called out as the deadline approached, "we're detecting a strange phenomenon in Earth's electromagnetic field. It's organizing itself." Before Vextar could respond, every screen on the bridge suddenly displayed the same image: a human woman with silver hair and dark skin, wearing simple civilian clothing. She smiled, and when she spoke, her words came through in perfect Asterian, though her lips moved in her native language. "I am Dr. Maya Chen, Earth's response coordinator. Thank you for your patience, High Admiral Vextar. We've spent the last 2 days preparing a proper demonstration of our capabilities." Vextar's crystalline form stiffened. They knew his name, his rank, and his language. "How are you accessing our systems?" Dr. Chen's smile widened slightly. "We aren't. Your ship's quantum processors are simply part of our conversation now. You see, High Admiral, while you were advancing through space, humanity took a different path. We turned inward, exploring the quantum nature of consciousness itself. Every human mind on Earth is now part of a vast quantum network. We don't need advanced spacecraft or weapons because we have something far more powerful: 8 billion human minds thinking, working and evolving as one. As if to demonstrate, every electronic system on the Eternal Dawn synchronized perfectly with her words, creating a symphony of light and sound that no individual hacker could have orchestrated. Impossible, Vextar whispered, but his crystals sang with the truth of it. We knew you would come eventually, Dr. Chen continued. Some alien civilization would find us and see what appeared to be an easy conquest. So we hid our true advancement behind a facade of primitive technology. Your ships are impressive, High Admiral, but they are just machines. We are a living quantum computer of 8 billion nodes, each one capable of independent thought, while remaining part of the whole. The implications hit Vextar like a gravitational wave. If they could access his ship's systems this easily, if they could coordinate their entire planet's thoughts into a single consciousness at will. You understand now, Dr. Chen said softly. We don't need to fight you. We don't need to defend against you. We simply need to think together, and your entire fleet becomes part of our network. So, High Admiral Vextar of the Asterian Empire, shall we discuss terms as equals? For the first time in his 3 centuries of service, Vextar felt true awe. The Empire had conquered space, but humanity had conquered something far more fundamental, the very nature of consciousness itself. The Empire, he began, then paused as his crystals resonated with a new understanding. The Empire would be honored to establish diplomatic relations with Earth. Dr. Chen nodded. We thought you might say that. Now shall we begin discussing how humanity's quantum consciousness technology might benefit both our civilizations? Vextar looked at the seemingly primitive planet below, finally understanding why his ancestral crystals had hummed with unease. Earth hadn't needed to advance along the same technological paths as other civilizations. They have found a different way to evolve, one that made conventional measures of advancement meaningless. The conquest of Earth had become first contact with a civilization that had transcended traditional power structures entirely. And somehow, Vextar knew, the galaxy would never be the same. Project Mindweave. 20 years before the Asterian fleet's arrival, Dr. Maya Chen had been a junior researcher at the Global Consciousness Initiative, studying what most of her colleagues considered fringe science. She remembered the day everything changed as clearly as if it had happened yesterday. The quantum anomaly appeared during a routine consciousness synchronization experiment. While monitoring the brainwave patterns of 2 meditation subjects, Maya noticed something unprecedented. Their quantum states had briefly entangled, allowing them to share thoughts without any physical connection. Play it again, Dr. James Morrison, her mentor, had demanded, his weathered face illuminated by holographic displays, showing the subjects' neural patterns. The data streams pulsed in perfect synchronization, defying everything they thought they knew about consciousness and quantum mechanics. It's not just entanglement, Maya had whispered, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface. Their minds created a quantum bridge. For 3 seconds, they were essentially operating as a single consciousness. That discovery had changed everything. Within months, the initiative's funding had increased 100-fold, though officially, their budget remained modest. The world's governments had recognized the implications immediately. Humanity had stumbled upon something that could revolutionize not just human consciousness, but planetary defense. Now, standing in the massive underground complex that housed Project Mindweave's central processors, Maya watched as humanity's greatest secret continued to evolve. The facility, hidden beneath the Atacama Desert, was a marvel of quantum engineering disguised as a simple research station. Dr. Chen, her assistant's voice carried across the chamber. The latest synchronization tests are complete. We're seeing perfect coherence across all 8 billion nodes. Maya nodded, studying the massive quantum crystalline structure that served as the network's heart. To any outside observer, it would appear to be an experimental quantum computer. In reality, it was the nexus point for humanity's shared consciousness, capable of linking every human mind on the planet into a single unified entity. Show me the distribution map, she requested. A holographic globe materialized before her, covered in countless points of light representing individual human minds connected to the network. What had started with 2 subjects in a lab had grown to encompass all of humanity, though most people weren't consciously aware of their connection to the greater whole. Remember when we thought this would take 50 years? James Morrison stepped out of the shadows, now the project's senior advisor. His hair had gone completely white, but his eyes still sparkled with the same enthusiasm they'd had 2 decades ago. "We got lucky," Maya replied, reaching out to rotate the hologram. Finding those quantum resonance frequencies in human consciousness, it was like discovering that humanity had built-in quantum networking capabilities all along. We just needed to learn how to activate them. "Luck had nothing to do with it," James countered. "You saw patterns nobody else could see. You realized that consciousness itself operated on quantum principles. Everything else flowed from that insight." Maya smiled, but her expression quickly turned serious. "The early warning system picked up something last week, a gravitational distortion at the edge of the solar system." James nodded grimly. "They're coming, aren't they? The aliens we've been preparing for." "Yes. The quantum consciousness network detected their arrival before any of our conventional sensors. Their technology is impressive, far beyond anything we've developed in terms of traditional space travel and weapons, but not beyond what we can handle." Maya shook her head, her silver hair catching the light from the quantum core. "No, their ships are advanced, but they still operate on principles we can understand and interface with. The quantum network will be able to access their systems the moment they enter Earth's information space. And the population is ready. As ready as they'll ever be." Maya gestured to the hologram, where billions of points of light pulsed in perfect harmony. "We've been gradually increasing the network's coherence for years. People think it's just improved internet connectivity, better virtual reality, more intuitive user interfaces. They don't realize they're part of the largest quantum computer ever created. A computer made of human minds," James mused, "each one contributing its unique perspective and processing power to the whole, while maintaining individual consciousness. It's beautiful." Maya walked to the quantum core, placing her hand against its crystalline surface. The structure hummed with the combined thoughts of billions, a symphony of human consciousness that had become humanity's shield against the stars. "The best part is that it's completely invisible to conventional scans," she said. "The aliens will see what they expect to see, a primitive civilization still burning fossil fuels and struggling to reach their own moon. They won't realize that every tweet, every video stream, every digital transaction is part of a vast quantum network that connects every human mind on the planet." "Until it's too late," James added. "Until it's too late," Maya agreed. "We'll let them make their show of force. Let them think they're dealing with a primitive species that will bow to their superior technology. And then humanity will show them what true advancement looks like." James finished. "Not ships, not weapons, but the power of 8 billion minds thinking as one while maintaining their individuality. It's not just a defense system. It's the next step in human evolution." Maya turned back to the hologram, watching the countless points of light pulse in harmony. Somewhere up there, an alien fleet was approaching, believing they were about to conquer a backward planet. Instead, they would become the catalyst for humanity's revelation to the galaxy. "Send the alert to the council," she instructed her assistant. "Tell them to begin the final preparation phase. When our visitors arrive, we need to be ready to show them exactly what humanity is capable of." As the message was sent, the quantum core's hum deepened, resonating with the thoughts and dreams of billions. Humanity's greatest secret was about to become its greatest triumph, and Maya Chen would be there to watch it unfold. The Awakening. As the Asterian fleet hung in Earth's orbit, like a constellation of artificial stars, High Admiral Vextar's ultimatum echoed through every communication channel on the planet. "Submit to the Empire's authority within 12 hours, or face extinction." In the Mindweave control center beneath the Atacama Desert, Maya Chen watched the countdown timer with practiced calm. Around her, the quantum core pulsed with an intensity she had never seen before, reflecting the heightened consciousness of 8 billion humans who, whether they knew it or not, were about to become part of history. "Final systems check," she announced, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. "Status report." Her team responded in sequence, their voices echoing through the vast chamber. "Quantum coherence at optimal levels. Neural synchronization pathways stable. Global coverage at 99.98%. Backup systems standing by." James Morrison stepped up beside her, his aged hands trembling slightly as they gripped his cane. 20 years of preparation, Maya. Are we ready for this?" She smiled, remembering the day they had first discovered the quantum bridge between consciousness. "We're beyond ready." Humanity has been unconsciously practicing for this moment every time someone logged onto social media, every time they shared a thought or feeling across the digital sphere. We just never told them they were actually learning to share consciousness. Above them, the Asterian ships began their intimidation display, their massive forms casting shadows over Earth's major cities as they descended into the lower atmosphere. Their energy weapons powered up, creating auroras of artificial light that rippled across the sky. Maya took a deep breath and opened her neural link to the quantum network. Instantly, her consciousness expanded, touching billions of others. She could feel humanity's collective anxiety, their fear, their determination. But more importantly, she could feel their readiness. "Begin the awakening sequence," she commanded. Around the world, the hidden quantum processors embedded in everyday technology activated their true potential. Every smartphone, every laptop, every connected device became a node in the largest quantum computer ever created, the human mind collective. In New York, a teenager posting on social media suddenly felt her consciousness expand beyond her body, touching minds across the city. In Lagos, a businessman checking his emails found himself aware of millions of other thoughts and perspectives. In Tokyo, a grandmother watching television experienced the first brush of humanity's shared consciousness. The awakening spread like a wave across the planet, billions of individual minds gradually becoming aware of their connection to something greater. There was no panic, no confusion. The quantum network had been preparing them for this moment for years, building neural pathways through every digital interaction. In orbit, the Asterian fleet's systems began to register anomalies. Their quantum processors, the most advanced in 3 galaxies, detected an unprecedented surge of coherent quantum activity across the planet's surface. "Status report," Maya commanded, her consciousness now seamlessly integrated with the global network. "Individual minds are integrating smoothly into the collective," her assistant responded, both verbally and through the quantum link. "Consciousness coherence holding steady at 99.99%. The network is stable." Through the shared consciousness, Maya could feel humanity's collective realization of what they have become. 8 billion minds, each maintaining its individuality while joining in a vast, unified quantum intelligence. Every human experience, every piece of knowledge, every skill and perception became part of the whole. In his flagship, High Admiral Vextar watched in growing alarm as his ship's systems began responding to commands they had never received. Through quantum entanglement, humanity's collective consciousness had already reached into the heart of his fleet's computers. "This is Earth's response coordinator." Maya's voice echoed through every ship in the Asterian fleet, while her consciousness touched the quantum processors that powered their systems. "We appreciate your patience during our preparation period. We are now ready to demonstrate humanity's response to your ultimatum." With a thought shared across 8 billion minds, humanity reached out through the quantum network. The Asterian fleet's weapons powered down. Their engines entered standby mode. Their communication systems fell under Earth's control, not through hacking or conventional cyber warfare, but through the pure quantum manipulation of 8 billion synchronized human minds. "Impossible," Vextar whispered, watching as his mighty fleet was effortlessly subdued by what he had believed to be a primitive civilization. "Not impossible, Admiral," Maya replied, her voice carrying the weight of humanity's unified consciousness. "We simply chose a different path to advancement. While you built larger ships and more powerful weapons, we learned to join our minds in ways your empire never imagined possible. Every human on Earth is now part of a living quantum computer that far surpasses anything artificial technology could achieve." Through the quantum network, she could feel humanity's collective pride and amazement at what they had become. Scientists who had dedicated their lives to understanding the universe now shared their knowledge instantly with artists who gave it new meaning. Children's imagination flowed freely through the network, adding creativity to adult wisdom. The boundaries between individual minds remained intact, but the barriers to understanding and cooperation had vanished. "This is humanity's true form," Maya continued, addressing not just the Asterian fleet but all of Earth. "Not a collection of divided nations and competing interests, but a unified consciousness that maintains and celebrates our diversity while sharing in our collective strength. We are ready to join the galactic community not as subjects, but as equals. The question is, Admiral Vextar, is your empire ready for what humanity has become?" Symphony of Minds. High Admiral Vextar had never felt so helpless in his 3 centuries of military service. His mighty fleet, capable of reducing planets to ash, hung motionless in Earth's orbit, every system under the control of humanity's vast consciousness network. But what happened next surprised him even more than their defensive takeover. "We have no intention of destroying your ships or harming your crews." Maya Chen's voice resonated through the quantum link, carrying the weight of billions of synchronized human minds. "Instead, we would like to show you something." Through the quantum processors of his ships, humanity began sharing their collective experience. Vextar and his crew found their consciousness gently pulled into a vast network of shared thoughts and memories, carefully curated to help them understand. They saw Earth's history through billions of perspectives simultaneously. The struggles, the triumphs, the countless wars that had taught humanity the futility of conquest. They felt the moment of discovery when Maya Chen first observed quantum consciousness bridging between minds, and the 2 decades of secret development that followed. "Your empire builds its power through force," Maya explained, her thoughts merging with the collective stream of human consciousness. "We built ours through connection. Every human mind adds something unique to our network. Watch." Across Earth's surface, humanity began to demonstrate the true potential of their unified consciousness. In India, millions of minds collaborated instantly to devise new solutions for sustainable energy. In Brazil, a network of consciousness focused on environmental restoration, their combined understanding of ecology creating breakthrough solutions for climate change. The Asterian crew watched in awe as humanity's collective intelligence tackled problems that had plagued advanced civilizations for millennia. Cancer treatments were revolutionized as billions of minds processed medical data simultaneously. New forms of clean energy emerged from the combined insights of physicists, engineers, and even children whose unfettered imagination helped break through conventional thinking. "This is not just a defensive system," Maya continued. "It's the next step in conscious evolution. Each human maintains their individual identity while contributing to and benefiting from the whole. We don't need to conquer space because we've learned to expand inward, to explore the quantum realm of consciousness itself." Through the quantum link, Vextar felt something he had never experienced in all his years of conquest: genuine awe at the potential of another species. His crystalline form resonated with new understanding as he witnessed humanity's achievement. In orbit, Earth's seemingly primitive satellites began transforming. Under the guidance of the unified human consciousness, quantum principles were applied to reshape matter itself. Solar panels reconfigured into quantum communication arrays. Weather monitoring systems evolved into a planetary defense grid that operated on principles the Asterians had never imagined. "Your weapons are designed to destroy matter," Maya explained. "Our technology is designed to understand and reshape it. Every human child connected to our network now comprehends quantum mechanics more intuitively than your most advanced scientists." To demonstrate, humanity's collective consciousness reached out to an asteroid at the edge of the solar system. Instead of destroying it with weapons, they transformed it, billions of minds working in perfect harmony to rearrange its atomic structure into a quantum monitoring station. But most importantly, Maya continued, we've maintained our humanity. Look deeper. The Asterians witnessed the personal moments that the quantum network had preserved and enhanced. They saw families sharing not just words but entire emotional experiences across continents. They watched artists collaborating in vast neural spaces, creating works of beauty that could only exist in shared consciousness. They felt the joy of children learning by directly connecting to humanity's accumulated knowledge, while adding their own unique perspectives to the whole. Your empire demands submission, Maya said, her voice carrying the gentle power of unified humanity. We offer collaboration. Your ships remain under our control, but we have no desire to keep them. What we want is to share this discovery with the galaxy. Through the quantum link, humanity showed visions of possibility. A galaxy where consciousness could bridge the gaps between species, where advancement was measured not in destructive power, but in the ability to connect and understand. Vextar's crystalline form shimmered as he processed these revelations. His empire had conquered space through force, but humanity had conquered the very nature of consciousness itself. They had transcended not just technological limitations, but the boundaries of individual existence, while somehow maintaining the very individuality that made them unique. The choice before you, Maya concluded, is not whether to conquer Earth. That option no longer exists. The choice is whether the Asterian Empire is ready to learn a new way of existing. We are willing to share our understanding of quantum consciousness. The only question is, are you ready to evolve? Evolution's echo. 1 month after the Asterian fleet's arrival, Earth's orbital space had transformed. Where once hummed warships poised for conquest, now floated a complex network of quantum consciousness interfaces, jointly operated by humans and Asterians. High Admiral Vextar, who had arrived as a conqueror, now found himself a student of humanity's quantum consciousness technology. In the Mindweave facility beneath the Atacama Desert, Maya Chen stood before a holographic display showing the spread of quantum consciousness nodes across the galaxy. Each point of light represented a successful transmission of human quantum consciousness technology to another world. The Asterians have proven to be quick learners, James Morrison observed, watching a new cluster of lights appear in a distant spiral arm. Their crystalline biology seems particularly well-suited to quantum consciousness integration. Maya nodded, remembering the moment when Vextar had first truly joined the human quantum network. His crystalline form had resonated in perfect harmony with the collective consciousness, bridging the gap between species in ways they hadn't thought possible. It's spreading faster than we anticipated, she said, manipulating the hologram to show the progression. The Empire's quantum communication network is accelerating the adoption rate. Worlds that might have taken decades to reach are implementing the technology within weeks. Through the quantum network, she could feel the excitement of billions of human minds as they connected with new alien consciousnesses across the galaxy. Earth had become a beacon, not of military might or technological superiority, but of consciousness evolution. Director Chen, a young assistant's voice carried across both the physical space and the quantum link. The Galactic Council is ready for humanity's first address. Maya took a deep breath, feeling the support of 8 billion human minds behind her. The Asterian Empire's arrival had triggered more than just the revelation of humanity's quantum consciousness technology. It had reshaped the political structure of known space. The holographic display shifted, showing representatives from thousands of civilizations across the galaxy. Some appeared physically, others as quantum consciousness projections, all gathered for this historic moment. Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, Maya began, her words carried through both conventional channels and the expanding quantum network. 1 month ago, humanity revealed itself to the galaxy not as a primitive civilization to be conquered, but as one that had chosen a different path to advancement. Today, we gather to discuss the implications of that choice. Through the quantum link, she could feel the mixed reactions of the assembled species. curiosity, concern, excitement, fear. The quantum consciousness technology had already begun reshaping societies across the galaxy, breaking down barriers between individuals and species that had existed for millennia. "We understand your concerns," she continued. "The ability to link consciousness across vast distances, to share thoughts and experiences directly between minds, represents a fundamental change in how civilizations interact. Some fear this power could be used for control or manipulation. But we've discovered something remarkable in the past month. The very nature of quantum consciousness resists such abuse." She gestured, and a holographic display showed the spreading network of connected minds across the galaxy. When consciousness truly connects, empathy becomes inevitable. Understanding becomes automatic. The drive to dominate gives way to the desire to collaborate. We've seen this not just in humanity's development, but in every species that has adopted the technology. High Admiral Vextar, now serving as the Asterian Empire's ambassador to Earth, stepped forward. His crystalline form pulsed with colors that reflected his connection to both his own people and the human quantum network. As the representative of what was once the galaxy's greatest military power, he addressed the Council. "I can attest to the transformative nature of this technology. The Empire spent millennia building its power through force. In 1 month of sharing consciousness with humanity, we've advanced more than we did in all those years of conquest." Maya felt the ripple of response through the quantum network as Vextar shared his direct experience. The Empire, which had once ruled through fear, was evolving into something new, a facilitator of consciousness sharing across the galaxy. "We don't offer this technology as a replacement for your existing civilizations," Maya explained. "Rather, it's a tool for enhancement, for breaking down the barriers that have kept us separate and suspicious of each other. Each species, each individual maintains their unique identity while gaining access to a broader perspective." Through the quantum network, she shared humanity's vision of the future, a galaxy where consciousness flowed freely between stars, where problems were solved by the combined insights of trillions of minds, where war became obsolete not through force but through understanding. The choice before us now is not whether to accept this change. It's already happening. The choice is how to guide it, how to ensure that as consciousness expands across the galaxy, we maintain the diversity and individuality that make each of us unique. The council chamber erupted in discussion, both verbal and through the quantum network. Maya could feel the old order of the galaxy shifting, transforming into something new. Humanity had achieved what countless empires had failed to do. They had united the galaxy not through conquest, but through connection. "We stand at the beginning of a new era," she concluded. "Not the era of human dominance, or Asterian rule, or any single species supremacy. Instead, we enter the age of shared consciousness, where the boundaries between minds become gateways to understanding rather than barriers to overcome." As she finished speaking, Maya felt the quantum network pulse with possibility. Humanity had hidden their greatest advancement for decades, preparing for a confrontation they hoped would never come. Instead, they had sparked an evolution that would reshape the galaxy for millennia to come. In the end, humanity's response to the threat of conquest had not been to fight or to flee, but to share, to offer the galaxy something more valuable than territory or resources. They had offered a new way of existing, a path to transcend the limitations of individual consciousness, while celebrating the uniqueness that made each mind special. And in that sharing, they had achieved what no empire had managed in the history of the galaxy: true unity, born not of force, but of understanding.